Shout out to my one and only. Now you be my Alabama. In game, you're one in a million. Shout out to my baby honey. Now you be my girl, you. To me, you're one in a billion. Ali Malolo, Shugon Alafia.
It's a story about Ebola that he's told on a scale that I think the rest of the world can relate to and can understand.
I always want to do projects that will resonate humanity.
Life should be about you moving forward, so this is a step forward in a different direction, and I love it.
Mr. Pemon Rami and Mrs. Bolande Austin Peters. Here present also we have the writer, the script writer, in the person of Mr. Paul Ross. At this point, we are going to hear from the producers why they have decided to get involved in this wonderful production.
In November last year, I was approached by a strange Nigerian on email. And those stories don't always end well. But in this case, in under a year from that first contact, I was privileged to visit Nigeria and meet the people involved in this amazing story.
In November of 2014, Steve Gukas contacted me, and basically I didn't know him, he didn't know me, but a mutual friend had connected us, and he asked me if I'd be interested in looking at this story that he wanted to tell here in Lagos.
When I was called to come for the audition, I felt it was a huge compliment, first of all, that I was considered. And I was also told before I even came into the audition, please come with your A game, because you might get it. If you come with your A game, you might get it. So that's exactly what I did, and I'm thankful to be here.
Thank you. It is a pleasure being here. I had the opportunity to visit Lagos in May, and the wonderful opportunity to meet Bolande Austin Peters during the process when she informed me of the film that was being made, the impact of Ebola in Nigeria, and the gallant effort that was made by the medical professionals here to stop the spread of the virus across the world.
The virus affected his thinking, and then combine that with his desperation, because what was at the back of Patrick Sawyer's mind in all that was going back to Minnesota to see his wife and 2 daughters. He had missed their birthdays and he was desperate. So all that was working on him, including the ailment.
We have 4 doctors who survived from the hospital who are still working. 3 of them are still working at the hospital. 1 is in the States. So for my character, it felt I felt privileged to have Morris literally take me by the hand and walk me through everything he went through. I mean, he's back at the hospital, still working. He faced Ebola, he saw Ebola, people were dying around him. That sort of stuff will humble you.
From the moment the Ebola epidemic broke in Nigeria, the foundation provided funding support to both the Lagos State government and also Liberia to enable contact tracing.
Aside from celebrating the fact that we were able to successfully contain this virus within the short time that we did.
Thank you. Why are we supporting this movie? We are United Bank for Africa. We're Africa's global bank. We have operations in 19 African countries, including Nigeria, and 3 of the world's hit countries with the Ebola virus. That is Sierra Leone, Guinea, and Liberia.
We started this project when we had a little conversation. Steve and I had a little conversation in November, and it's surprising how we've come this far so quickly. It's a very important Nigerian story to tell, but it's important that we tell it to the world, our own way. And that is why it's so important.
It has to be challenging, otherwise it won't make sense. Yeah, it has to be challenging, it has to be worked on. And everybody you see here, every member of cast, have worked on. What we did was to research our characters first. We researched their educational backgrounds, we researched their family, their lifestyles and everything.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's extremely important that we tell our stories. I think, first and foremost, when we have achieved, we must celebrate it. And I want to be part of the celebration of our achievements. I'm passionately Nigerian. I love this country with all of my heart because I believe.
I love challenges. I want to be challenged on a daily. I think being, complacent and being in a place where everything is the usual is boring.
I love this country with all of my heart because I believe in what we can be, who we can be. And we're going there. I play the part of Dr. Adademo, and that for me is amazing. It's a honor.
I'm going to speak for myself and perhaps Tim as well, because we come from a generation where we felt it was our responsibility as artists, our responsibility as African descendants to connect with the motherland.
I agree with everything that Danny has said about the importance of us of African descent to come together in this, the 21st century, and create new machines of storytelling, new machines of distribution. And I've been in this business now for a little over 40 years, and I've learned a couple of things. One of them is your life can change with a phone call. You just never know where this business is going to take you. Now it's in terms of an email.
I think it was really nice that we managed to do most of the more difficult scenes. I have about 5 scenes to go. I don't know whether I have only 5. I don't know whether we might be called back for reshoots because the approach is rather meticulous, it's scary. When new information comes in on the daily, we probably redo the entire sequences again.
Oh yeah now, shout out to my one and only. Now you be my Alabama. In game, you're one in a million. Shout out to my baby honey. Now you be my girl, you. To me, you're one in a billion. Ali man, lo, shubon, and a laugh,